Hanukkah and on this week's parasha. So the question is on the name Chanukah. Where does it arrive from? Where does the name Chanukah arrive from? So the Kaf HaChaim brings a number of reasons. The first reason is also brought down in other sources, which is that the war has ended on the 25th day of the month of Kislev. So Chanu, they finished in Chaf Hei in the 25th day of Kislev. But another reason is because of Chanukat HaMizbech. We know that back in the time in the wilderness in the Midbar, we erected and built and completed the Mizbeach, the altar, the tabernacle was ready for use, yet we didn't start using it, but since it was ready, it was Chanukat HaMizbeach. Another one is, if you think about the war that we had in this time of the Second Temple, and the war that has finished, you can imagine that we didn't use the Beit HaMikdash for quite a number of days. There was war, there wasn't access, we had issues, we couldn't bring sacrifices, and therefore the service was completely shut down. Imagine this lengthy period of time. And so after the victory of the war, coming back to the Beit HaMikdash, it's almost as if you're reenacting the whole use of the Beit HaMikdash, the policy. So Chanukah, really, lachnoch, is to have a beginning of something, to the onset of the use of something to inaugurate, and so it's as if it's been inaugurated from the beginning. Also for us, it means sometimes a person has a practice that they don't do for a while, and they do it again. They have a lot of bracha in their coming back to what they have stopped doing. It's almost a new inauguration. And so another one that will end off today, Chanukah, has an acronym, how we follow halakha. You know that there's a machloket in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat. What is the order of the candles that we light? Do we light one candle and go up to 8 candles at the 8th night? Or do we begin with 8 candles in the first night and decline and go downwards to 1 candle on the 8th night? There's a machloket, a dispute between Bet Shammai that say that you should begin with 8 candles and go down to 1, and Bet Hillel that say that you should begin with 1 and go up to 8. But halakha is like Bet Hillel, that we go up to 8 candles. So Chanukah is Chet Nun Vav Chaf Hei Chet Nerot ve'halakha kevet Hillel. 8 candles, and the halakha is like Bet Hillel. That's how we follow that. We'll say a quick something from the parasha. Yaakov Avinu sees this existential crisis. He doesn't know if he's going to make it or not. He may not live, and he makes somewhat of a promise with Hashem, and he makes an oath and a vow, and he says, if God will be with me, protect me on the way that I'm going, and give me bread to eat and minimal clothing to wear, and I will return safely to the home of my father, then I will do. Then I will bring my asir to everything I have, and I'll serve Hashem. And Rabbeinu Bechaya wants to point out from this that tzaddikim, they always look for bare, basic, minimal things to survive, to live, and they don't look for excessive needs in their life. Yaakov Avinu, give me bread, give me clothing, that's all I need. It says Rabbeinu Bechaya, many times we can save a lot of issues from ourselves and our families. Sometimes we have quarrels, sometimes we have fights within people, within families, within the system, because of not basic necessities, rather because of extra things in their life. If it's money issues and things like that. But sometimes if you just look at life and understand that, or ask how important it really is to make a big deal over things that are anyways not necessary for our living, you let them go, and then you remain with your health, with your life, and with what matters most. The tzaddikim always looked at that and understood that the more they have, the more trouble they're going to get themselves into, or the more issues they're going to have to bend over and try to manage. And so we learn that from our avot, from matriarchs and patriarchs, that they didn't expect more than the minimum for survival, for their basic needs, and that's what allowed them as a catalyst to serve Hashem in a greater level. Amen.